everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about Elder Sign, which is a new Arkham horror dice game by Fantasy Flight Games. It's from 1 to 8 players, and it's supposed to take between 45 minutes and an hour and a half to play. It's actually a little less complicated than most of the games that I've done rules primers for. So instead of doing a regular rules primer, I thought I would go over the components of the game, the victory conditions, and then just play through a couple of sample turns and explain what I'm doing. And I think that should serve pretty well as a rules introduction. So let's look at the components of the game. Okay, you get a rule book, of course. You get, I think it's 16 of these character cards, similar to Arkham Horror. They actually, I think they are all the exact same characters. They each have a special ability, some starting items that they get, and then a maximum sanity and a maximum stamina. You can see I'm playing this game. I'm going to play Joe Diamond and Bob Jenkins. And Joe Diamond has drawn a starting common item of an axe, and he has a starting clue token, whereas Bob Jenkins gets, as you see up here, 2 common items and a unique item. So he's drawn a 38 revolver and a knife and a copy of Nameless Cults. It's pretty nice. You get a whole bunch of tokens. I'll go over each one. This one, I'm not sure if the camera's going to focus in. Doesn't look like it's going to. Anyway, the little one is the Doom marker that you put on the Doom track, similar to Arkham Horror. I'll go over the Doom track a little bit later. These are, of course, Elder Signs. You need to collect a number of these collectively, cooperatively. The entire group has to collect a number of these equal to the number on the old one sheet, which we'll look at later. And if they do, they win the game. These are stamina markers, and these are sanity markers. And these are clue tokens. Clue tokens let you re-roll the dice. You spend this to re-roll one or any or all of the dice that you just rolled before determining if you succeeded on a task, which we'll kind of go over in a minute. This is the museum entrance. That's a little bit better. Light's a little bit better there. This is basically just a reference sheet. Anytime instead of trying to take on a adventure, you can go to the museum entrance and you can do one of these things like heal. You can spend some trophies to heal, or you can buy items, or if you have 10 trophies, you can even buy an Elder Sign. Each one of these cards is called an adventure. It's got, move it over here, see if it'll focus. It's got a title. This is the number of trophies that it's worth if you complete it. It's got some cool text there. It's got a series of tasks, which we'll look at later. And then this is what you get if you fail. This is what you have to do. If you fail, there's a series of icons. Pretty simple. And then this is what happens if you win, if you succeed in it. The start of the game, you put out 6 of those. When you finish one, you're going to put a new one out there. The only difference is every once in a while, like this little marker here, will make a gate appear. And we'll go over gate cards. They're adventure cards, but they're a little bit different, and they get added on in addition to the 6. This is the clock tracker kind of marker thing. The Mythos phase happens every time you get around to the midnight space, and then every player at the end of their turn will move it 4 hours, like so. This is that other worlds deck that I was talking about. If a gate opens, you'll add an other world card to the available adventures. This is the adventure deck, lots of them, which is good. This is the old ones card. You can see in this game I'm playing against Cthulhu. He's got a special ability. He's got a Doom track, and you can see the Doom track. There are 2 types. There's one that just has the little marker on it. And then there's one that's the monster symbol. Every time you put a Doom marker on a space with a monster symbol, a monster will appear. We'll see that later, I'm sure. He's got an attack. That's what happens if he actually wakes up, which I'll go over in a minute. This is how many Elder Signs you need to collect to defeat him. And this is the challenges that happens if he attacks. This is the current Mythos card. Every Mythos turn, which is every time the clock strikes midnight, you're going to draw a new one of these. Something happens right away, and then something either happens for the whole rest of this turn, or it will happen the next time that the clock strikes midnight, and it'll say that on there. This is the Mythos deck that you draw the Mythos cards from. These are allies, these are common items, these are unique items, and these are spells. This is all stuff that you'll get for completing adventures and that you'll use to help you in other adventures. Alright, so that's the components. Let's talk about how you win. So this is a cooperative game. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but this is a cooperative game. You're playing against basically the Doom track. So all the players will win or lose together. They win by either two ways. First way, easiest way I guess, is to collect enough Elder Signs that's as much as on that number on the card. So if in this case there's a 13 on the card, if they can collect as a group 13 Elder Signs, then they're going to win before the Doom track fills up. The other way they win is if the Doom track does fill up, Cthulhu awakens and you have a final battle, which slightly different rules. Instead of going to complete adventures, you're going to kind of try to complete this task, and if the adventurers, the players are able to defeat Cthulhu in the final battle, then they win. But what you're trying to do is gain enough Elder Signs so that he won't wake up. And then you can win without the final battle. So those are the victory conditions. Let's get started playing the game then. Okay, before we get started, a couple of things. One thing I forgot to mention in the components are these monster tiles. There's a lot of them, and you draw one of these every time a monster appears. They basically add challenges to existing adventures. The other thing is I wanted to apologize if there's kind of a glare on these cards, or if the camera won't focus on them. I probably should invest in a better camera, but then I wouldn't be able to afford new games. I'll try as we go along to kind of hold up the cards to the camera. I'm not positive that's going to work, but I'll do as best as I can. Okay, so let's start. During setup, you put 6 adventures out. You draw the starting items for your players, and then you do 1 Mythos card, and on that Mythos card a Doom token was added to the Doom track, and until the next Mythos card is drawn, spells and unique items cannot be used today. So that means we cannot use our copy of Nameless Cults, and neither one of the players have any spells out, so that's okay right now. Okay, so let's let Joe Diamond go first. The first thing you do in your turn is to move, which basically means you take your little marker and you put it on any one of the adventures. If there was an Otherworld adventure, you could go there, but let's see. Now, I've only played this a couple times, so I'm still learning the strategies. It seems like this might be there's 2 really good adventures here because they both give us Elder Signs, which is how I win the game. And they look a little difficult, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to go to Please Do Not Touch the Exhibits. I'll show you what it looks like. Hopefully you can see this. The 2 challenges are I have to do 2 terror dice and lose a sanity, and I have to do 2 fear dice and lose a stamina. Since I'm full health and full sanity, I think that I should be doing okay on that, as long as I can get these other ones. Now, since there's not an arrow, there's some adventures, I don't have any out here, that have an arrow that goes down the side, which means you have to complete the tasks in order. This one does not, so I can complete either task. So and that just reminded me of something that I didn't do. Cthulhu has a special ability that investigators have their maximum sanity and stamina reduced by 1. So I need to reduce all of my players' sanity and stamina down by 1. Okay, let's roll a dice. There are 6 green dice. You're going to roll all 6 of them each time, unless certain cards lock dice, which luckily I do not have any of those out on the board right now. There's also a yellow die, which you'll get to roll if you spend a common item, and there's a red dice that you'll get to roll if you spend a unique item. I don't think I'm going to spend either one of those right now. I'm just going to roll the 6 green dice. Okay, that is what you call a bad roll. I got 1 fear, and all the rest are clue dice, which doesn't help me. So what I have to do, since I failed to complete a task, I need to set 1 die aside, and roll the rest of the dice again. Let's try again, complete a task. That's more like it. I got 2 fear dice, so I set them here, and I lose a stamina. And now I've completed that bottom task. Now I just need to roll these 3 dice and try to get 2 terror results. And I failed. I'm going to spin my clue token to re-roll that. And I failed again. So I have to set 1 die aside, roll the last 2. This is a long long shot here. Come on. Nope. I didn't get it. So I fail that, which means I lose, if you look at the card, I lose 1 stamina, 1 sanity, and that little thing means that I add a doom token to the doom track. So that was pretty much the worst possible thing I could do. Okay, then so your turn is you move, you attempt an adventure, or you go to the front of the museum, and then you move the clock. So I'll move the clock. And now it's Bob Jenkins' turn. Let's see if he can do any better. Well, since that was such a miserable failure, I think I'll try something a little easier this time. The administration office, no, that looks hard. Let's go the gate to elsewhere. All I need here is to gain 3, let me show it to you. I need to gain 1 scroll, I think that's called, yeah, I can't remember what that's called. 1 scroll or 2 scrolls. That should be good enough, easy enough. Pick up the 6 dice, roll them, whoa, lose 1 off the table, re-roll it. Good thing I re-rolled it. I got 1 scroll. Okay, roll that again. And that was bad. Okay. So I set aside a die. Roll it again. And that was bad too. I don't have any clue tokens. Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to fail this one too. Oh, so close. So yeah, I've gotten off to a horrible start. I think maybe I need to be using more of my items. So the cost of failure here is that we add another doom token to the doom track. This time it was on a monster token, so we're going to add a monster. Let's see, a witch has appeared. So I can add it to this one, or I can add it to this one. Let's just go ahead and add it to that one. Okay, so another miserable failure. Move the clock. And now it's Joe Diamond's turn. You know, this one has some really awesome stuff. If I pass it, it makes a monster appear if I get a terror result, or even if I win, a monster will appear, but it's got some other cool stuff. So let's try that one. Let's not use our axe. So I'm going to roll the dice. I got a skull, but no terror, so I set 1 aside. There we go. Skull and a terror. So I finally completed something. So I get a clue token. I get a unique item. And I get an elder sign, which I'll put here. and a monster will appear. Okay, it's a cultist. There's no open monster signs, so I have to add it to the bottom of an existing one. I'll just add it over here. Hang on, let's see. Why don't I add it here? No, wait, that's not a good idea. I'll add it there. Cultists are pretty easy. So then I get to keep this as a trophy. And I get to draw a new adventure, a secret gathering. Ooh, another one that will give me an elder sign, and another one that looks fairly easy. So I'll move the clock. Now it's Bob's turn. Bob's going to try this new one out, secret gathering. But he's going to spend his knife this time, because he doesn't want to lose. So items go face down to the bottom of their deck when they're spent. So he gets to add the yellow dice to his roll. I want either 6 investigation or 2 scrolls. I got my 6 investigation, although it took 3 dice to do it. Now I just need to roll 2 scrolls. Okay, drop a die. The 3. Not gonna happen. And no, didn't get it. So he loses 2 stamina for another failure. Oh, and I forgot to check to see if I lost a sanity. That's one thing I have. So if you fail a task and you have a terror result showing, you have to do the terror effect on the card, which I've been forgetting to do. And I always forget to do that. I think that's one of the disadvantages of a solo game, is that you don't have people watching over you to say, oh, don't forget to do that, don't forget to do that. Okay, so that was the end of Bob's turn. Another failure. Moves up here. That means it's midnight. We check the cards to see if there's any at midnight effects. Oh, there is one. At midnight, add 1 doom token for each another world adventure card in play. Okay, there's no other world adventure cards, so we don't have to add one for that. But we do have to draw a Mythos card. Okay, Eldritch Knowledge. Add a Doom token to the Doom track unless at least 1 investigator has a spell. And nobody has a spell, so we add a Doom token. It's not looking good, guys. Not looking good at all. And all adventure cards gain the following terror effect today, replacing any terror effect they normally have. Terror. Discard all terror dice. Okay. So it's Joe's turn. What should he try for? We need some elder signs. I think he's going to go back to try, even though he bombed out on it before, he's going to go to please do not touch the exhibits. But he's going to spend both his axe and his cult de ghouls so that he can add the yellow and the red dice to his attempt. Oh wait, yeah, okay. Okay, I got 2 terror, that's good. I lose 1 sanity, and now I've completed that task. Now I just need to roll 2 skulls. I did not. I'm going to spend a clue token to re-roll it. Oh, I failed again. Plus, there is a terror result, which, since our Mythos card says we discard terror dice, so I discard that die, and I have to discard 1 because I failed. Come on. I failed again. Failed again. And, oh, that's a wild card die. Let me check to make sure that does what I think it does. The red die, a wild card result may be used as one investigation, one lore, one peril, or one terror. Peril is the skull, so I can use that as a skull, which gives me my 2 skulls. Lose 1 stamina, and I passed. Whew. Right down to the wire. So I gain 2 Elder Signs. So last, things are looking up. Okay, so I need to draw another one. Late Night Break-In, 3 and 6, but all you get is a clue. Okay, now move the clock, and it's Bob Jenkins' turn. Well, it seems like the best thing might be to stay away from the windows. It has an 8 investigation and 2 skulls, but it's bad if we fail. So he is also going to spend both nameless cults and his revolver, so that he can add yellow and red. And let's see if we can do it. Okay, so he got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, that was a dismal failure. I can use this wild card as a skull, but that still won't let me pass. So I'm going to fail the first time. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I passed that. I actually passed both of them. So I guess the question is, which one do I want to? Well, actually, there's several questions here. Which one do I want to pass? And I think I want to pass the investigation, the 8 investigation. But now the other question is, do I want to use these 2 green dice or this 1 yellow die? So 1 yellow, it only has 1 chance for a skull, and each of these have 1 chance for a skull. So it'd be better to use the yellow. So I'm going to put that there. And now I just need to get 2 skulls. But I have nothing to help me. Come on, skulls. That's not good. I failed with the terror result, but there's... Oh, that's wrong. Adventure cards gain the following terror effect today. Discard all terror dice. So yeah, that's not good. And that's bad too. Last chance. Ah, failed again. So I lose 2 stamina. 1 sanity. And we add 1 to the doom track, which makes a monster appear. A vampire has appeared. I'll put it there. It's the only open one. And then I'll move the clock. So you can see I think you can kind of see how it works. You just keep moving, keep rolling, keep doing challenges. The one thing I want to show you before I wrap it up is going to the museum entrance. So that's what Joe Diamond will do on his turn here. So in the museum entrance, so Joe Diamond has 2 stamina and 1 sanity left. So he's in bad shape. But luckily, one of the things on this card is to pay 4 trophies to heal both stamina and sanity to full. I have 2 cards that I've completed, each one with 2, so I can discard these 2, total of 4, to heal back up to my maximum, which is actually 3 sanity because of Cthulhu, and 5 stamina because of Cthulhu. And then I move the clock. That's the end of Joe Diamond's turn, and it's Bob Jenkins' turn. So I think you can see, kind of get the gist of it. I'm sorry I've showed you such bad decision making and such poor rolls, but you know, that's the fun of a dice game. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. Overall, it's a fun, quick game. Lots of dice rolling. I think with 8 players, it seems like the downtime might be kind of bad, but I haven't tried it. I hope to try it though and see. Overall, it's a quick, fun game. A lot easier to set up and a lot easier to play than Arkham Horror, but it still gives you sort of an Arkham Horror feel. I do miss the kind of story cards that you flip over in Arkham Horror, and the kind of decisions that you have to make sometimes with those. But other than that, it's an enjoyable game. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this has helped you learn to play Elder Sign.